Hold on, y'all. Look like we got my main man, Bernie the Boxer here. Let's give Bernie a round of applause. Let's give him a round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
Yes, sir. That's so truly. It's Bernie the Boxer.
Hey man, Bernie, look here, man. The phone do sound it sound kind of distorted a little bit. We gonna try to make it work. All right.
Okay.
All right, you sound good right now. Hey Bernie, listen. What you think about this Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis fight coming? Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney fight coming up this Saturday. Now, hold on. I'm gonna give some backstory. I had Bill Haney on last week, Friday, and we spoke about the disrespect that Ryan Garcia has been showing to Devin Haney. He's been saying that he's been with Diddy. He's been Diddy'd out and making accusations and stuff like that. And Bill Haney told me, he said all that. This is what Ryan Garcia been saying on Twitter. All that. Yeah. It's on his Instagram page right now. Bill said that we gonna take it to its front door because of all the disrespect. What say you about the question is, because people say that Devin Haney has pillow fists. In your opinion,
you said Devin Haney got what?
They say he had pillow fists. Pillow fists.
Nah. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but nah.
Do you think he can get a knockout?
I think he get a knockout. I think he's gonna start getting more knockouts once he start learning to putting his punches together a little better. He's gonna get more knockouts. Yeah, I think he definitely could stop Ryan. He got to use the speed and know when to step it up. I think if you hit him with a good combination, he can get him in trouble, get him out of there.
But see, this is the thing, though, Bernie. We didn't. As I told Bill, we didn't see that killer instinct when he fought Regis Prograis. He dominated Regis, but he could have stopped Regis. He could have stopped Regis, and he didn't go for the kill.
Yeah. And he said that too.
He's going to have to go for the kill against this guy if he hurt him.
Yeah, but I think, I don't know. I think Ryan got a little more holes to his game, though. I think Ryan got a little more holes to his game, and Devin can probably exploit that and possibly get the stoppage.
If you see a stoppage, at what round do you think it'll be a late stoppage?
Yeah, when everybody settled down and Ryan is a little less inflated, you know what I mean? He deflate a little bit, and then Devin go in there and step to him a little bit more. Once you get a guy you gotta gradually up the aggression on him, to get him out of there. Once you dominate him, then you start putting a little bit more on him to press him to get him out of there. And I'm hoping that's what Devin's going to do. Get rid of this guy.
What are some of the strengths that you think Ryan Garcia have? If you've been watching the fight game a while, I don't know how much of Ryan have you watched, but if you were to pull out any strengths, like, okay, this is what he's good at doing, what have you observed for Ryan Garcia?
Ryan Garcia not that good. I'm saying, he got a good hook, he got some speed, but I don't really see him. I don't see him. Like I say, he's not nothing special, man. He'll get in there and fight. He got some guts to fight. He will fight, and he got that hook. And but I'm not impressed with Ryan Garcia. I've never been impressed with Ryan Garcia. So, like I say, I think Devin Haney gonna exploit him in every which way possible. I think he's gonna be more active than Tank was. I think he's gonna be definitely more active than Tank. And it's a fight. I guess it was a fight for the money. I guess it's a big fight on that. Even though I just think that boy didn't do no justice by promoting the fight the way he's been promoting the fight. I don't think he
promoted Ryan Garcia.
Well. Yeah, I don't think he promoted the fight well. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Go ahead.
It's amazing you said that, Bernie, because when I had Bill on, I said, man, do you think that Ryan Garcia's antics have hurt this fight? And he said, yeah.
Yeah, because like I said, if everybody's worried about if you're gonna be there or your mental health and everything like that, it just caused everybody reluctant to stay the ticket, to buy the ticket. The pay-per-view always gonna happen. You can get an influx of that. because once everybody know, it ain't sitting around, everybody start buying it or whatever, trying to just give something to do. But as far as the ticket sales, getting them in the gate, that's something that you do beforehand. And, people want to be making sure that you're going to be in the fight. They already said they had an opponent lined up. Everybody, Arnold Barboza or something, already picked. So, like I say, and his antics didn't do much, but it's going to be a fight, and everybody want to see a fight. So it should do well. Either way, the winner goes up.
Yeah. So that 140-pound division is something else. We do know that Terence Crawford became undisputed in that division 12 years after, I think, Jermaine Taylor,
Yeah,
who beat Bernard Hopkins, became there. So
yeah,
Devin said that he wants to, if he
yeah.
wins, he wants to become undisputed in that weight division. Do you
That
think
was
that's
at
attainable for
60
him?
though.
What did you say?
Yeah, I definitely think it's attainable. I think Devin Haney got it. Yeah, just as anybody. But when are we gonna get these guys to fighting? You know what I'm saying? These guys is in their 20s and their mid 20s, and they ain't fighting each other. That's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. I would say a Matthias is like a be careful, open up that door. A Matthias is like a I Corte was in the welterweight division in the '90s.
I remember I Corte. Yeah.
A good fighter, a hard, just but not not really not just a, not really a household name, but causing doing great performances. You know how Corte was, and
Yeah.
it made a De La Hoya want to fight him. He did enough to make De La Hoya want to fight him. And like I said, these guys, they was in their early 20s, middle 20s, and that's what it should be about right now. So I think what we got Matthias, that's IBF. We got WBC as Haney, WBO as TO, and Pitbull Crew. We need to get a tournament. We need to match two of the belt holders up against each other, and then the other two holders up for all the belts. To just go like that.
But
Shouldn't worry about no rematch clause. You can put however you want to put it. However you want to put them. If you want to switch, however you want to round robin it, put them together. The champions against champions, and then those champions fight each other.
your boxing knowledge is, everybody know that your boxing knowledge is well known in this
Yeah,
sport. You can call, you know the history of the sport.
yeah,
But in this era, belts don't matter. You said belts, they come together and fight for all the belts and stuff like that, have a tournament. In this era, belts don't matter. This is what I've been hearing from these guys online now. Belts don't matter, legacy don't matter, because Floyd Mayweather said that, hey man, when I can't feed my kids with belts, my grandkids, and that legacy stuff, it don't mean anything. But they regurgitating what Floyd says. I have receipts where he said this stuff. So,
mm,
dealing with the sanctioning bodies and how they move, how certain fighters can hold belts for forever, like a Jamal Charlo, don't have to defend the title and still be a title holder. In your opinion, Bernie, what's the difference between a champion and a title holder?
Well, uh, your first, you were saying about the organ. Well, belts do matter, you know.
Yeah.
And Floyd said that after he won all his titles. You know what I mean? Now I can believe certain at a certain point they cannot matter once your star power surpasses that. But you need that as a stepping stone to get in the door. To be a world champion. To get them bigger fights, something to market you with. So I definitely think that's important. Being a world champion, every fighter want to be a world champion, or usually most fighters. That's the goal, is to be a world champion, to be an all-time great, or to be a legend and stuff. That's just extra, because you never know what's going to happen in your career. But those are lofty goals. But the number one goal, again, I say, is be world champion. Um, far as the belt holders, like I say, Charlo, he still got a name. There's no other real the 160-pound division, not a big division, and he still got a name. So I think that's why they let him hold the championship, because then it keeps them in circulation in some type of way. It keeps their name something, because every time they mention Charlo, they mention WBC champion. The other guys that whoever could win it without a name, it's just like I say, it's not no fanfare. As long as Charlo holding the title, as long as Canelo's holding the title, it's controversy. It's a fanfare. It's something to keep people intrigued about. And nothing is fair in life. Life ain't fair. So,
Yeah.
but again, the upstarts in that division are not making their names even big enough to even want for that to warrant it. So, um, I mean, uh, like I say, belts definitely important, and you know, I mean, fighting the best is important. I just think that's fighting the best is important. You have to have fights to prolong your career to make paydays and different things like that. But at some point, you gotta mix it up with the best. You gotta it's a I wouldn't say a 50-50, but you gotta even things out. In boxing, you gotta even things out. So we just waiting on those guys to bear their cross.
All right, so it's amazing you said that because I'm pivoting over to Bud, Terence Crawford. So
Yeah,
Bud hasn't had a fight since July last year after he destroyed Errol Spence, like he
yeah,
said he was going to do. Um,
yeah,
do you foresee him fighting again this year?
yeah. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Matter of fact, we finna go to the gym at 4 o'clock. What is 3:15 my time? He just gave us
Yeah.
sent a text message to meet him at the gym at 4 o'clock. So, yeah, the kid is excited about fighting. You know, um, the way things is now, it's not. People say the money and everything like that, but we know it's money. But it's more than just money. Putting a When you say money, money is not only to pay the fighters, but to get the venue, to do all those things that it takes to make an event. That's just what I believe. So it's not just about having to pay Bud. It's about putting everything in order, just like anything else that you're doing. You have to put. It's more than one step to just do something. So that's just it. And the kid been taking his time off. It was a long time coming. It was a lot of, like I'm saying, it's a weight lifted off our shoulders to be able to get the fight and to be able to dominate. And so, the kid been doing his world tour. And so now it's time to get back to it. He's excited about fighting still, and so he's in the gym ready, and we're waiting on the next opportunity, whatever that may be.
So now that a lot of people have been talking about online, the guys who I want to say that were Errol Spence fans. After Spence got beat, they became Boots fans. So
Yeah,
we know Boots is the email champ now because Bud had that belt. He didn't lose it to nobody. The IBF stripped him.
right.
So
Yeah,
now Boots been emailed that belt. He has the belt. So now Jaron Boots Ennis, we've been hearing about when he was over there with Showtime. He said people saying he want to fight Crawford. He want to fight Crawford. Bud is scared of Boots. This is the next coming of Ray, all the Robinson, all the Sugar Rays, and all that stuff there, right? So now
yeah,
Boots is over there with Matchroom with Eddie
yeah,
Hearn.
yeah.
He called Bud out, said he want to fight him. You either fight me or you don't fight nobody. What say you
Yeah.
about that dynamic? If Bud fights again, when he fights again this year, will it be at welterweight because he still have 3 of the titles, or will it be at 154? To the best of your
No, I
knowledge.
definitely, I definitely think we're moving up. He already forced his mandatory with the WBO, so he was
Yeah.
already putting himself in a position to fight at 54. So that's where we're moving at to 54. And if we have to use our organization, our titles, and our power to press these guys to fight to give us a shot at one of those titles at 54, then that's just what we're going to do, and that's just become one of the perks of being a world champion. And one of the antics that, or course you can take having an organizational title. So, um, so yeah, I think that'll definitely be it now. If Matchroom, the first thing he's saying though, again, he probably, uh, you know, he ain't saying the fight. He's saying he want to fight, but he ain't putting up no money to make the fight. That's the fight. Everybody talk about Boots your fight right now. So why you ain't getting the offer together and getting the money together? Y'all should have been doing that while you was trying to sign Boots. Your whole purpose should have been trying, if you're trying to sign Boots, because this ain't just overnight. Y'all been talking.
Yeah, they've
Your
been talking.
first fight should have been with Bud Crawford. If everybody's saying he should be fighting next, you should be acquiring this guy who's supposed to be the next coming of all the Rays, Sugar Rays, and everything else. So why he not fighting Bud Crawford in his first fight? And you got all the money and you want to do all the talking. Why we wasn't setting that up? We should have been setting that up. We knew the fight wasn't gonna happen with Errol Spence and Bud. The rematch wasn't gonna happen for a long time now. I'm certainly sure within the time frame that they was talking about signing Matchroom and all this other stuff. So you know what I mean. So it just you got to weave through all the nonsense. But like I say, that's a fan thing, and fans, I understand, what they want. Bigger is better in this world. And so that's what they're looking for, the bigger and the better. So I think Boots' attractive option is just, it's something that nobody really wants right now, you know, and Bud doesn't need him right now. So I think they on their side, nobody on their side wants it, and on our side, Bud doesn't need Boots.
No, it's amazing you said that Bud doesn't need Boots at this moment, because what I notice is, Bernie, I've been doing this for a little over 3 years now. And what I notice
Mm-hmm.
is I used to be emotionally invested in the sport. I'm not anymore. I really don't give a fuck who fight who. And I don't care. The reason why is
Yeah.
because with boxing fans, when it's a fighter that they don't like, they want him to do whatever accomplishments he's accomplished. Doesn't mean anything. They don't like him. So they want him to fight King Kong, Godzilla, Gamera, Mothra, Megatron, Optimus Prime, all of the Decepticons. But then when it comes down to the fighter that they do like, oh, well, my fighter, the cash cow, he the A side. My fighter put butts in seats. Belts don't mean nothing. Legs it don't mean nothing. I'm my fighter to draw. And so when it's a fighter that they do like, he ain't got to do all these different things. When it's a fighter that they don't like, it seems like there's a goalpole being moved when it comes to certain fighters. What did you think about that? What I just said? Do you think
Well,
I'm right in my assessment?
I think
Or
it's a lot of propaganda.
yeah.
And if you look up Buzz numbers server, then get all Buzz numbers. Then that's the thing. If you get all Buzz numbers, then we can tell. You know, I don't understand how. I mean, Bud is the hottest fighter in the world right now. Still the hottest fighter. It said, "What have you done for me lately? We dominated our top 10 pound for pound, a reigning champion, a unified champion, and so-called this and that." So, I mean, I don't know what besides Texas being bigger than Omaha, Nebraska, or Nebraska. That's it. What else would separate him than Bud? Nothing. That's
So
why it's all propaganda. I mean, Bud is a popular fighter. I mean, everybody love Bud. Everybody want to see Bud. You can hate him for whatever reasons. You can hate him for a reason, but it ain't about his fighting style. It ain't about his heart. It ain't about his willingness to fight or compete. It's not about that. It's probably totally other things, that intangible things that people dislike about him.
yeah, yeah, no, they want to see him lose. They hate him so much they want to see him lose, and I get it, I understand it because I see it with Canelo. I see it with I just see it with certain fighters. So another thing that people who don't like Bud say, well, he's holding up the welterweight division. He need to drop the belts. And I said, well, my thing is, why should a person who fought for his belts put his life on the line, blood, sweat, and tears, drop anything? If you guys want him to get rid of the belts, why not have the sanctioning bodies strip them? So, do you know anything about why the sanctioning bodies? Because Bud haven't fought in 9 months. So, do you know why the sanctioning bodies outside of the IBF? We saw
Yeah,
what the IBF did, are allowing him to hold the WBA, WBC, and WBO strap at the moment at welterweight. If he's moved up, we know he moved up
yeah.
because he petitioned for it. So,
Well, again, like I say, he's one of the most super powerful fighters in the world. He's one of the best fighters in the world. You strip Terence Crawford of a championship. I mean, then boxing goes to it dies a little. To have Bud Crawford as not a champion while he's a champion doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make sense. You know, I've been liking Bud to Regendow. So Regendow was small and you can put him away. You can't do that to Bud Crawford. He knocks people out. He's everybody, they've been talking about him for the last 5, 6, 7 years, 6 years. For sure they've been talking about him. So he's on everybody's blog. He's in somewhere in somebody's mouthity. Barring that he loses the championship in the ring. To strip him, like I'm saying, uh, and I feel like they did wrong by stripping Charlo. I think they did wrong by stripping Charlo. I think they're fighting by everything that the rules of boxing now. Boxing is different than what it was before, and I don't think Charlo did nothing wrong to get stripped of his title. So You know, it is what it is. You know, but like I say, I don't know. And then there's no attractive fighters at 147. You know, and if the fact that Boots can't get a fight, who would he fight for the other titles if nobody want to fight him? He wouldn't. He who gonna? How they gonna win the titles? You know, if they say he gonna win them, I'm just saying, and they up for grabs. But who is they? You know, Santillion. He's gonna fight Brian Norman. That probably be for the mandatory position. I think Brian Norman probably like 8 or something, 10 by the WBO. And then Santillion is number 1 by the WBO. So I mean, you know, who is Santillion? I think he's a good fighter, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's not. I wouldn't say a marketable fighter. He's not a knockout puncher. He's a decent boxer. You know, who else at 47? A division at 147 is kind of bland. You know, so it will be up to them to pay those guys enough money to fight Jaron Ennis, who, like I'm saying, I don't believe is that devastating of a fighter. I think he's a good fighter, but he's shown to be hittable, and in that way, I mean, he's shown to be a little vulnerable in different things, and he's not just knocking people out. He's dazzling with his speed. So I'm just saying, I don't know why would anybody duck Boots Ennis besides not duck him. You know, might be worried like, damn, he tough, he do a lot of stuff, but I don't see him ultra like Roy Jones. You know, when you was with Roy Jones, like I know I can't beat him. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just saying, Roy Jones, I just know I can't beat him. Roy Jones was fighting like everybody. Like I say, Roy Jones when he was fighting, everybody give it to Roy Jones. Everybody like this motherfucker. You can't beat Roy Jones. This motherfucker do it all. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
can do punch. He can move. He got uncrazy reflexes, speed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And he's a bigger guy. He's a middleweight. He's a middleweight to light heavyweight guy. So he can beat up real big guys, or he can handle small guys. You know, so Roy Jones was just a phenomenon in itself, and I can see, you know, again why he dwarfed all his opposition. But Boots Ennis, like I say, you know, some people remind you of people, and I wouldn't say that he don't have flashes of Roy, but I don't see him being dangerous as a boogeyman.
Yeah, I don't see the raw comparisons myself because I came up in that era as well. I get it. What do you? So you answered the question as it relates to the sanctioned bodies. When do you foresee, like, what month, or will Crawford be back in the ring, or do you know who he's fighting next at 154?
No,
Because
no, I don't.
Fundora still have the WBO belt, right? He hasn't. He has to be stripped of that
Yeah,
belt.
yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
deadline on that? Because he's not coming back to November.
I don't know, but I know that I think it's other champions in the division not tied with the PBC. So if I was Bud, that wouldn't be a bad way. You know, if for some odd reason they salty at us or trying to keep us down, it's other people out there to go see. It's 2 other titles out there, and you know what I'm saying. Maybe we can go get those titles, and then, Lord willing, like I say, we come through, and we are the kings of boxing right now. You know, maybe we can do business again. You know, I mean, those guys, however he's gonna fight a rematch with this guy or whoever he got. Their guys, hopefully their guys look formidable, just like Spence did, and we can come together again. We can come together again. It shouldn't be no hard feelings. Just you know, again, too, what the fighters want to do. If Crawford get 2 of the titles or even 1 of the titles, y'all, everybody want to go get a Cuban. Everybody want to go do this and look the same, and now everybody don't. So undisputed is the trend. Either way, we capture the title at 54. You got to come see it. So it'll be on the fighter. Like Earl Spence, he knew he couldn't go nowhere without fighting Bud, no matter what the people was trying to tell him. He had to do it. At the ultimate, it's going to be on the fighter. And I think the fighters, if they champions, like I believe they are, they going to do the right thing, challenge themselves.
You said something about if PBC still salty, or if you just said if. Salty. That's amazing you say that because some people feel, a lot of
Yeah.
Terence Crawford supporters feel that Bud has been blackballed. When you say salty, what do you mean by salty with the PBC? Why would the PBC? There's this perception that the PBC is could be blackballing Terence Crawford. What say you about that perception?
I mean, because like I say, I don't know why would basically they had the two divisions that we needed, the 47 and 54 pounds. So I think we were gracious in everything that we was doing. I think he handled himself well in all the negotiations. I think he handled it well in the build up, and he came through on the fight. So why not? Why are we not doing any business? I think Bo was very gracious with the coaches. I think Bo is a fella that can be taken seriously. In the boardroom, at the business table, as well in the ring. And so why are we not? You know what I'm saying? I think Crawford. Like I'm saying, if Crawford don't make no money, but Fandora gonna make money. Fandora is more popular than Crawford. I'm just saying. I'm just
Let
saying.
them tell it.
So so I'm just. So uh, either way. So I don't know. I will figure they will put Crawford in position to either do what he wants. Why wouldn't you want to do business with Crawford? Obviously Earl Spence ain't the guy you thought he was. Charlos are neither one of those guys you thought they were. Fandora is not that guy. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you're watching Jeopardy or Family Feud or something like that, you want to see them keep winning. You know what I mean? It's a train that starts. The sensation is to keep winning. So let's just see if he can keep winning. So if it's against Tim Zoo, if it gets Fandora, however it is, let's see if we can keep winning. Let's see if we can make his money in winning. So if
Well,
that makes sense.
it's amazing you said that because Samson Lewis, I think the WBO is probably going to strip Sebastian Fandor. They gave the
Mm-hmm.
deadline. Now they're saying that he can't fight until November, and
Mm-hmm.
this WBO has been pretty consistent. So I foresee the WBO route, Bud fighting someone for the vacant title. That's what I foresee.
Yeah.
But that's if the WBO would strip him. Which I
Yeah,
think
I
they
don't think
will.
they're gonna strip him. They shouldn't strip him because he didn't have to step up and fight a guy like Zoo. And he came through in a fight and he won the championship. Anything can happen in a fight, so you can't knock a warrior for what happened transpired in that ring. You might come out, half dead. So the fact that he's well and just a little injured, what you fighting, you fighting killers now. You fighting world class guys with precision. You fighting trained assassins. So he deserved to keep his championship till he heal up.
All right, so if he keeps the championship until he heals up, he won't be back until November. You guys are not going to get him. So you have the WBA and you have the WBC and the WBO belts off the table because Fandora
Hmm.
has that now. So if I'm going by what you're saying, the only route you
Hmm.
guys have is the IBF and the WBA. Who have those belts? That's one, and two, which promotional companies are in control of those belts?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know it's too free of him. And like I said, Bud Crawford in the making history. He's in the keeping himself, motivated to create history. So again, he want to join the rest of the great welterweights that moved up from 47 to 54, or the rest of the great fighters that won championships in four weight classes. Those are goals that we're trying to meet, and shoot, we know strange. What do you say? We know stranger to danger. So yep, we ready to go. However, locked and loaded. When they say one door closed, another one open. So
All right, cool. I get it. So those two belts off the table because PBC, if they are allowed to hold those belts, like you say, they're not going to strip Fandora. If that's the case, you're not going to get those fights. You know that.
mm,
You have to know that you're not getting those
at
fights.
least not next.
They,
At least not
huh?
next.
You
Not
might
next.
get it next. You might get it next year sometime. Maybe next
Yeah.
year sometime. But Bud will
Yeah.
be what? He'll be 37 this September.
Beautiful. So what? So
Yeah.
what? Mayweather
So
was 36 when he beat Canelo, and Canelo was a 22-year-old stud. So what? So what?
no, what I'm saying, well,
You
no,
bought.
I'm going. I get that, but what I'm saying is he's not getting any younger. So
That's all
we
right.
don't
He
know.
getting better. He aging like fine wine. They keep saying that. He not getting no younger. He getting better. No, we usually
So
get better as we age.
So as the two guys who have as a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Who has the IBF? So you're gonna have to take the IBF and the WBA route for what I'm seeing. You're gonna have to take the IBF. I'm gonna look the IBF up right now
If we
and
want
the
to be, if
WBA
we want
route.
to be a four division world champ, we want to be a 54-pound champ. Yeah.
Yeah. So four division world champion. Let's look
Yeah.
at the ratings. I'm gonna look at 154 right now. That's heavyweight. Let's go to junior middleweight. Who have the belts at junior middleweight? WBA. Oh, Jamel Charlo still have. Well, does he still have that one? No, they haven't updated. Yeah, no, they haven't updated it yet.
Yeah.
Because let me see. Who has the IBF? The IBF title is vacant at the moment. You heard me,
No,
Bernie?
I think that Kazakhstan guy, that Russian guy, got it.
Okay, they haven't
This
updated
guy is
it
a
then.
puncher. They say like a triple G with more athleticism.
Oh, you know what? You're right. The IBF haven't updated it. Yes, you know what? You're right about that. He does have the belt. Um, do you know anything about Turki Al Sheikh? I'm hearing that Turki Al Sheikh is interested in putting on the fight with Terence
Yeah,
Crawford.
yeah,
The fight for the title.
yeah.
What say you
I
about
guess
that?
so. If I think it's a great thing. I mean, we in this boxing game and doing different things and working with different people, and you gotta go where you're celebrated at. And I think
Mm-hmm.
Al Sheik he respects boxing as he respects boxing. I mean, you see what he told with Tank. He said, "I'll give you two gloves to fight with, motherfucker." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So I think with a fellow that thinks like that, and you know, this guy he he uh he thinks like a champion. He wants to fight like a champ. He wants fighters, and Crawford is a real fighter. So I think it's a great move for Al Sheik and for us at the same time.
So will Bud be willing? Will Bud be willing to go to Saudi Arabia?
Why not? It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. Let's go.
When you know what now, you do know when Bud was in the UK, he got a lot of love in the UK. I remember seeing an interview
Uh-huh.
where he said, "Man, he loved the UK. They showed him so much love." Do you foresee him fighting in the UK before his career is over with?
Anything is possible with Bill Crawford. Anything is possible. The Lord been blessing on us to go all around and to accomplish everything that He's accomplished. So yeah, why not? I mean, all the greats went over and fought in Europe. Ali fought in Europe. Everybody fought in Europe. So why not? Why not? I mean, we already fought over in Scotland. So
Yeah.
why not? You know what I'm saying? And you got one of the most popular guys in the sport. You got one of the most popular guys in the sport, and why not?
All right. So I tell you what. So basically, you foresee Bud fighting again this year. One, his next fight more than likely will be for a title at 154. One of his goals is to become a four division world champion. So by him fighting at 154, beating someone for the belt, that'll make him a four division world champion.
Yeah.
And hopefully, I'm just again I don't know the time frame because I think Bud and Bomac probably maybe I don't know even yourself know more than I do. So we'll see how it works out. I would love to see that fight between. I really wanted to see the fight between him and Tim Tszyu. That's the fight I wanted to see, but those two guys
Mm-hmm.
are off the table until next year. So
Mm-hmm.
this Russian guy, he's pretty good. He's not popular
Mm-hmm.
with the fans because a lot of fans don't know who he is, but that
Mm-hmm.
guy's pretty good. He has pretty good footwork, high ring IQ.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a good matchup. Terence Crawford in Saudi Arabia. Hopefully we can get that. Do you think he'll be back in the ring before the summer is out?
I mean, that's the goal. That's the goal. Be back in before the summer. Before our meet our be less than a year because in August it'll be a year. Yeah, definitely. I think so. Like I say, the kid in training, he's feeling real good, and hoping they come up with something. We made our goals known, our wants known. So hopefully, somebody can accommodate us and we can get the fans what they want, which is anxious return for the pound for pound best.
Have you do you know Bud heard anything from Eddie Hearn?
I'm saying, they using Bud for just talking. Ain't nobody trying to talk about Bud. Ain't nobody helping Bud. Ain't nobody reaching out to Bud. They just using Bud. They just using his name. Like I
You
just
using the
told
name to
you.
build the fighters up, yeah. But ain't nobody sitting no offers.
Ain't nobody saying nothing. Ain't nobody even rough draft nothing. So if you said you want to do that, like I said, I mean, this kid due for a fight. We say ain't nobody want to fight the kid. Everybody it's time. It's time. Well, let's go. Why didn't bring up the money? Why ain't he doing nothing? You know, why he ain't come with the offer? Why he ain't have nothing set up? Because he don't know. Nobody knows what Boots is about for real. We just think. Everybody just think, and that's great. And who you don't want to try him on Crawford. You don't want to do that if you're a business person. You don't want to first throw him out there with Crawford, but it really ain't nobody for him to fight. It really ain't nobody for him to fight. Keith Thurman hurt now. Like I say, he moved up to 54. That was the last hope. John Porter retired. Ugas is through. He got jumped on by Barrios. I mean, and I think they had Barrios, but Barrios jumped out the fight. They say Cody Crawley jumped out the fight. And that's because I bet Barrios, he trying to bargain for that WBC. He like the interim champion or something. So he probably trying to wait and get somebody, that is beatable so he can become a world champ. They keep calling Barrios a world champion at 40, but he wasn't never no world champion at 140. He held a secondary belt or an interim title or some shit like that. He wasn't never no world champion at 140. So I think far as what he's trying to do is maybe he can get that Cody Crawley because Crawley is ranked high in the WBC too. So he's probably thinking maybe I can get Crawley if I hold on. They both probably thinking that. Both of them probably rather fight each other than fight Boots, you know? So at least so they can get a world championship underneath their belt first. Then they'd be probably ready. In the unification, they get a little bit more money than they would and a little bit more prestige and, maybe a little confidence underneath their belt. But that's just what I think for as that.
What do you foresee? I know it might be kind of gray right now, but I wonder whoever Buds fights next. I don't know who this Russian guy is with the IBF because again, I'm assuming that the WBO and the WBC, from what you're telling me, they probably won't. The WBO won't strip Sebastian Fundora, so that takes two belts off the table. That takes two belts off the table. So he's the mandatory for the WBO, but it doesn't mean anything because if they're not going to strip him, then that's take two belts off the table. So that leaves the IBF and the WBA. Which Bud is willing to work with any promoter. To my knowledge, what say you about that? It doesn't matter who the promoter is. He's willing to work with them as long as the business is right.
I mean, that's the goal. You want to stay working, That's it. You got to be flexible. In these days, that's just what it is now. You got different fighters that going where the best deal is at, and sometimes the promoter got to let this guy go his way because he can't afford to pay this or he sees some other way, another angle that ain't working and that he can work and be profitable. And it is what it is, Like I say, Bud Crawford speaks for itself. His performances and his accomplishments speak for itself. So to say that, he's been doing a lot of media, ton of media. I think he's come off very personable in his media, in his interviews. I think his verbiage is right. I think he's just coming off just right. So there's no reason that Bud Crawford can't get the job done in any area.
So just to be clear, just to be clear, Bud hasn't received any offers.
No.
No offers from nobody. No Eddie Hearns, no PBC, no offers nowhere.
No turkey to fight Boots? No.
No, I'm just saying any offers from anybody.
No, I ain't gonna say that. Like I say, I think people are interested in getting them fight, but they ain't interested in putting Boots up there. So far as I'm saying, of course somebody wants to see them fight. I don't know who he's gonna fight or who he's gonna fight through, but definitely, of course he feel their offers. I'm just saying not from Boots. He ain't got no offers from no Boots. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody contacting him about no Boots.
So no one has sent you any offers about Boots. So you haven't heard anything from Boots Ennis? Haven't heard anything from Eddie Hearn? Anybody? Okay, cool. So you haven't heard any offers from Boots. So the only way this fight can get made has to receive an offer. So we're looking at you said you're on your way to the gym now, right?
I'll be headed to the gym for 4:00. We're gonna train at 4:00.
All right, at 4 o'clock. Okay, cool. So I
Yeah.
tell you what, it's almost that time. I know you got to get ready. Um, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
What's your prediction for that fight?
You know, I'm thinking Devin should win. That's the most, and I think he's gonna be safe enough to win. I don't think Ryan got nothing secretive to pull off to beat Haney. So I'm looking for Haney to win. He looks spectacular, and then I'm looking for Haney to, let's go. I mean, he didn't, his journey has came from Mexico. He's come up. So it's time now. It's time to make those fights now. I mean, we can't keep using nonsense to not make the fight. A good dope sell itself. So Haney versus Matias gonna sell. Haney versus Tio gonna sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's where I'll be trying to get to. You know what I mean? That's where we have. That's where that's our goals. We're campaigning to fight the best. That's where if I'm Bill Haney and I'm Devin, that's what we're trying to do. Ryan is a good fighter, and nobody's easy in that ring. We ain't taking nobody light, but he doesn't bring the skill set to actually challenge me to where I can stamp my approval as being the best. But Tio carries that. Matias carries that. Tank carries that. And so those are the things that happens. Even a Pitbull Cruz, he got a different style. He got a different style, shorter. He has his own set of uh, uh, disadvantages, but he has his advantages as well. So like I say, even a Pitbull Cruz, a Pitbull Cruz ain't no slouch. We just know his shortcomings, and that's what makes him. I wouldn't say the weakest link in a division, but a more what you would think of a more fighter that you could beat is in Pitbull Cruz. But again, these are the fights that I'll be searching. And if he said he wants to be undisputed, I mean, these are the ways to go about it. Again, I don't think he's done anything wrong to promote the fight wrong. I think everybody's talking about Devin Haney a lot too. Devin Haney been getting a lot of talk too. They've been talking about Devin Haney a lot. Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody's been talking about Devin Haney. So these are the hottest guys in the division. If they're talking about you, you're popular in some type of way. You have to be. So they're definitely have you on the radar, and they're thinking about you, and that's what it is. So they say all press is good press, and so like I said, that's where I'll be looking at for Devin Haney. Guys like Ryan Garcia, bad for the sport. Not nothing different. It's not nothing new because boxing has evolved, and there always been guys like been little eccentric, but in this day and age right now, like I said, he's too far fetched, and we've seen his shortcomings in the ring, and so just get him out. Like I say, he's a farce fight. Him, Blair Cobb, Rowley, these guys are all farces. These guys are all sideshows. And so like I say, if I'm a Devin Haney, I'm looking for the best. I don't want to be associated with clowns. I don't want to be associated with less than. This is a serious sport. This is not WWE. This ain't no storylines being wrote. You know what I mean? So if there's no script, and at the end of the day, I'm trying to walk out with my name, like they say, what you call it, Hall of Fame. Different things like that. So that's where I'm going if I'm Devin Haney.
All right, so you said Brian, somebody like Ryan Garcia is not good for the sport. I want to end on this. I want to end on this note right here. What makes the dynamic of you was Esau,
I'm
Coach
going to the
Red,
gym.
Bernie, not Bernie. Sorry about that. Bomac. What makes that dynamic work so good for
And
you
red.
guys?
And red.
And yeah, y'all said
And
Coach
red.
Red. Yeah, I
Okay.
said Red.
Well,
What
you
makes that
know,
dynamic so good with you guys working together?
we come from Midge Minor, and Midge, everybody had a lot of great respect for Midge. And so, his boxing knowledge and the way he carried himself. So I think, us coming all up underneath that umbrella, it's almost like a custom motto thing. We thinking the same things. We all on the same page. And again, everybody knows their place. Um, like I say, Saul, he was an older fighter. just like Bo. And they were the older guys, and guys you can look to because we was all young. You know, Saul is what 49, 49, maybe he's about 50 so years old. So when you got guys like that, they always a little bit more ahead of you. They almost more mature. So you look up to those type of guys. And like I said, Saul, we didn't have Mitch, and Saul was a fighter, and he couldn't get no fight in the Omaha. He came from California, and he started coaching, and he worked with Bud as a young guy, and everybody respects Saul. And then, we had Bo, of course, who just been with us the same way, helped me get ready for my first pro fight, and was a coach around the gym, and obviously one that you can rely on, and that you can respect as a coach. And so, you know, him being the head coach, because obviously he speaks English too. He's from the United States, so we got the two elder statesmen. One is from Guatemala, and you got Bo, who's been around. So everybody just know their place. And then you got Red, who just was a late bloomer in the boxing game. He didn't start boxing until he was 20. And so when you get a guy like that who comes late, oftentimes they become hungry, Like I say, and so Red is was a hungry guy to learn about boxing, to know about boxing, and then he became a hungry coach. You know, he's working with Bud Crawford. Bud help, they need a little help, as you always do. It takes a team. And Red, already a student, working to be a student of the game, and he just now he's went into his range as a coach. And again, it's certain things that go along. Everybody has a role, and again, they everybody embrace those roles to the T. So that's what makes it work. And then you got me who comes in, and I bring the energy. I bring the energy as well as the knowledge. And I was schooled with these guys too. Especially Bo. So and it's just like that. They all know me from being a boxing, whatever you want to call it. My love for boxing, and that's always been appreciated and respected. So, like I say, I bring that part to it, and I think that's what it is. Everybody knows they play. Everybody knows they role, and nobody is greedy for fame or for money or for attention. We here to get the job done. You know what I mean? So I think that's what makes us the best. And, when you get guys like, again, hard luck fighters who didn't have all the opportunities or the breaks and wasn't treated the best, they see that they don't want to see that in other fighters. So that's what we bring to the table when we work with other fighters. We see ourselves, so to speak, in these guys, their grind. So we come with a different compassion and a different love. So I think that's what separates us. That's what makes us so special.
All right, but listen, man, Bernie, man, I know you got to go to the gym. It's almost 4 o'clock your time. Let everybody know how to get in contact with you, man. When you going live again on the Bernie the Boxer show, let them know.
Well, what we had this weekend, we had Big Baby. So I'll probably go next Sunday, since we got the Ryan Garcia fight this weekend. And, we've been talking about it all this way up. I done gave my prediction many a times. So you can catch me at Bernie the Boxer on Instagram, Bernie, THA Boxer. You can catch me at the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? You catch me on my YouTube channel at Bernie the Boxer, Bernie THA Boxer. And just keep watching for me and looking for some new content. I'm trying to actually upload my fights. It'll be 10 years ago I had my last professional fight. So I'm trying to upload my fights to my page, to my channel. And hopefully I can get a better phone. I need to just get a better phone and upload some footage to just footage and upload it to my YouTube channel and just have my
Man, you
channel
cheat,
popping.
dog.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you cheat,
But I've
man.
been slacking. But anyway, I digress. Y'all can catch me at Bernie the Boxer everywhere. You know what I mean? You can cash at me at Bernie THA Boxer. You can Instagram me at Bernie THA Boxer. You can find me on YouTube at Bernie THA Boxer. Y'all got my phone number. You can call me. You can text me anytime, anything you want to know or whatever. And that's it.
All right, man, Bernie the Boxer, man. Salute to you, fam, brother. Thank you for taking the time out to come
Yes,
on the
sir.
show. I appreciate you, brother. I give you a call back. I stay in contact with you.
Appreciate you, Coach. Love.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.